At a campaign rally in Wisconsin this past weekend, Donald Trump crossed a line. And I know we think every day Donald Trump crosses a new line, things can't possibly get worse with his rhetoric. But what happened in Wisconsin this weekend is absolutely something that cannot be ignored, even though the media tried to do a really good job of ignoring it. And it's something that is absolutely a deal breaker, or at least should be for anybody considering voting for Donald Trump. Here's what happened. During his speech in Wisconsin, Donald Trump, who himself is fighting off claims that he is suffering from severe cognitive decline, decided to flip that attack and level it against not only President Biden, but taking it even further against Vice President Kamala Harris, proclaiming to the audience that she was born mentally disabled. Here's the clip.
Joe Biden became mentally impaired. Kamala was born that way. Okay? She was born that way. And if you think about it, only a mentally disabled person could have allowed this to happen to our country. Anybody would know this.
So there it is. That's the line, and he absolutely ran right the hell over it. First and foremost, this is obviously an insult to anyone in this country that was born with developmental disabilities. That right off the bat needs to be addressed. He is claiming that if you have any kind of developmental disability, basically he thinks you're worthless, right? And for the record, this actually backs up what his nephew said. His nephew works with developmentally disabled individuals, and during COVID, he was hoping to get those people extra aid, and Donald Trump, according to the nephew, suggested, wouldn't they just be better off, dying? So this is Donald Trump once again attacking a community that is already one of the most targeted communities in this country. They are the most likely to be the victims of violent crimes. So right off the bat, that part cannot be ignored. Secondly, claiming that the Vice President of the United States was born with developmental disabilities, making that as a statement of fact, which is what Donald Trump did. He didn't say, I feel like she was, I think she could have been, or in my opinion. He was making it as a statement of fact that he knows, or should have known, that it is not true. And the reason I even bring up should have known is because if Vice President Harris wanted to spend a little bit of time suing him for defamation, she would win that lawsuit in a heartbeat. Because again, as I said, he made it as a statement of fact when he knew or should have known that it was a complete and total fabrication in his own possibly demented mind. I do not think, for the record, that Kamala Harris is going to waste her time trying to sue this man for defamation, but if she wanted to, she could win that case. Even with the high bar of being a public official, he made it as a statement of fact when he knew it's not true, or should have known, because that's also part of it. She could win that lawsuit and basically drain him of whatever cash reserves he has left. And personally, I think that she should. I know that she will not. I don't even think that's a thought that's crossed their minds. But legally speaking, she has a very actionable claim on her hands if she wanted to go that route. And for the record, just to stick it to him, just because he is this insufferable little prick, I think she should. But what happened during that speech is exactly what I've been saying is going to happen for several weeks now. As we get closer to the election, right? We are in the month of October now. So we got 1 full month and 5 days until the last votes are cast. And as his poll numbers continue to get worse, and yes, they are getting worse, Harris's poll numbers continue to rise. Election forecasts now have Harris trouncing him with the Electoral College based on today's poll numbers. He's at the end of his rope. He is becoming more and more desperate. And again, just like I've been saying for weeks now, as he becomes more desperate, the rhetoric becomes worse. His actions become worse. He becomes a worse human being as that stress of the thought of losing and the criminal charges he's facing on the other side of the election, all of it weighs on him, and he becomes a desperate, scared sewer rat that's been backed into a corner and is lashing out at everybody trying to take it into captivity. And we're going to see more of it. As bad as you think that statement was, and hopefully you do think it's as bad as I think it is, as bad as that was, it will get worse. We may have worse by the end of the week, but we will definitely have worse from Donald Trump in the weeks to come, if not days to come. But here's what's really funny. And yes, there is a little bit of humor to this, because after Donald Trump made the claim that she was born that way, he decided to let everybody know that he totally didn't fall for any of the traps she set for him during the debate. So here he is making sure everybody knows that the stupid woman didn't get him to fall into any traps. Take a look.
And when I mention that, they go, oh, he's fallen into a trap because he's, you ever see that? Whenever I criticize, they say, all the stupid people, the anchors back there. No, they say, he fell into a trap, her trap. She can't set a mental trap. There is no. But if she says something wrong, like in the debate, she said something wrong, I question it. She said another thing wrong, I made her look bad. She said another thing. They don't want me to ever question. They said, oh, he fell into a trap. He questioned the fact.
She can't set a mental trap, Trump says. There were no traps. She couldn't set a trap. I didn't fall into any traps. No. Dude, by a margin of 2-1, everybody who watched the debate says that you lost. They also, by roughly the same margins, agree that, yeah, she set you up multiple times and you fell for it multiple times. In fact, to this day, you continue to fall for it. Because even during that rally where you made those comments, you talked about the fact that people do not leave your rallies early. Oh no, everybody stays till the end, right? That's how much of a not trap you fell into, the fact that you're still talking about it 2.5 weeks after the fact. And yes, for the record, as the Harris campaign pointed out in a video they released on Monday, there were lots of people that left that rally early. In fact, there were people standing behind you that left that rally early. And you're still talking about it because not only did you fall into her trap during the debate, you decided to not pull yourself up out of the trap after the debate, and you're still sitting there whining, telling everybody, insisting, no, I'm totally not in a trap right now. I can get out anytime I want because it doesn't even exist. No. Donald Trump is suffering. He is suffering from horrible poll numbers that continue to get worse. According to the mental health professionals, he is suffering from something going on inside his brain. They're not quite sure if it's psychological, if it's neurological, maybe it's a combination of both, but the mental health experts say there's something wrong with him, but none of them have identified anything they see as wrong with Kamala Harris. But as he gets more desperate, the attacks will get worse, and that is, unfortunately, what we are witnessing happen right now. Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena, and Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.